All right, Shalom. This is the brother Kaya from GMS New Orleans coming back at you with another quick lesson. Prior to getting started, as I always do, I'd like to give infinite honors and prayers to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rikakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutation to the Akams that's pushing the truth and sincerity. Lord willing, this video be edifying first and foremost to the whole elect, then to those that cleave to the body. Amen. As it says in this article right here, it says the U.S. Army and National Guard see lowest recruitment rates in 50 years because people are catching on to what's going on, man. All right, people know that they're that the army, all right, that is, it's a trap, man. All right. You're forcing people to take the jab, okay? You got, drags in there. You got all kind of alphabet people in there, all right? And ultimately, the amount of money they even offering, they know, people know that the career that they selling to people is not what it all is been made out to be, all right? Now, you got some people doing it, all right, because they're in positions of poverty, or a situational form. They may be escaping college, paying for college or different things like that, just trying to be successful. But the world is in the know, man, all right, of what's going on, okay? And we have a couple brothers that we know that was actually in the military, Air Force, at different places, all right? And they have come to the realization of, that they was getting played, man. All right? And you have to understand, man, if you join, the American Army, and whatever sex of the Army you join, from military to Marines to Air Force, all right, you're positioning yourself to fight against our Lord. All right? Now, people are becoming pretty... people antennas is up, and that's why they're going to do a draft, all right, and they're going to make everybody go. It ain't going to be no exceptions to the rule for this next draft that's coming up. Ain't no, this your youngest boy or whatever. Hey, if you're old enough, you're going, man, all right, from 8 to 40-something years old. But it's going to get to the point to where they're going to draft women, all right. They already got moles in there, all right, that they drafting, so how much more they're going to basically get you men. And when you go into it as the elder, and brothers like to always say, here, you're not coming back, Jake. All right? It ain't going to even be no American flag for you. Because you haven't understood what this is ultimately about. Look at this. All right? Because what is happening is, they're picking of the litter, okay? People that don't know who and what they're about to battle. It's bigger than just the nation's battle. Which the nation's going to battle is biblical prophecy, all right? Ultimately, it's the battle our Lord, Yahushai, all right? Now, let me get this. Okay. One round. This is what I was saying. This is 2nd Esdras 13 and 31. It says, and 1 and 30. And he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. All right? And how they gonna do this? By the way they, set up their Space Force, these different things, man. All right? Whenever you partner up with the government, you going against the Lord, man. All right? Technically, right? Because where they have elect men in the military say they may come out of it, that's on the Lord. But ultimately, man, you got to know what you're enjoying. All right? What you're coming what's the times we coming to, man? Like, this gonna be a heavy time to really be in the know of what's going on, and most people is knowing, and that's why the recruitment rates are lowest than it has been in 50 years, man. Because really the army, you know, those different sects is a bailout for our people, man. All right, but not no more. Our people are frightened by the things that they have heard go on in the army. All right, what's actually coming. All right, because the world is no longer in a stupor concerning knowledge, man. Okay, knowledge has been increased in the latter days, so people actually know what's going on. Now, whether they believe and whether they stick to their guns and not go in there, all right, there's, you know, much of that left to be desired. But all in all, most people know, man, like, they're not your trickery is, you know, your trickery is wide open now, man. People can see it. But let me read some of this article, all right? Because, I mean, if you join it, this was going to happen anyways. And that ain't going to be long. I just, you know, this country is failing, man. Right? You got switch hitters in prominent positions in there, all right? You know, so, hey, you got moles leading the charge, man. Women and shit, man. All right? As sergeants and shit. You know? Shit is a joke. This is Isaiah 3:25. It says, "Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war." So a lot of men know they're going to fall by the sword and the mighty in the war. And then most people know that, you know, the agenda for the army and different things like that is propaganda. That they should parading on people parties. All right, just go and set up you know, different. I always forget the name of that, man. It's always slipped my mind. It always does that, man. But they setting up these different they things around the world, all right, in these different countries, and people know that they just robbing the other nations, man. You got brothers that you know actually served in war and different things like that, man. And they're completely uncovered, man. They've completely discovered. All right, but let me read some of this article. All right, I just wanted to get this, man, because this is a indictment on the draft, man. Not just the draft, but it's an indictment on America. Nobody won't fight for these people. The few, the proud. Yeah, they the proud. All right, you got these other nations where men are leaving. They got a basketball player, I think his name Laurie Marketing. Soon as the season was over, he shaved his head and went to war. You got these men, you know, even women and children ready to, you know, go to war, all right, for their country, man, against this whore, right? BRICS just I believe they got Ethiopia or so. One of the brothers put in the WhatsApp, all right, to drop the US dollar, all right. So it's evident, it's prominent that war is coming. It says the strongest and most powerful military in the world is in a state of flux as United States military recruitments fall to catastrophic rates. President Biden's withdrawal from Afghanistan opened many Americans' eyes back in 2021, and they didn't even win that war, man. According to the Associated Press, the Army fell about 15,000 soldiers short of its usual 60,000 recruitment goals, which that's 25% short. All right. The Army had been a delicacy for most people. You get military discounts, and you know, Jay going to shit for all the wrong reasons, but nevertheless, you know, Jay just go there as a bailout. All right, but even as a bailout, people is declining the offers, man, and that's why they gonna do that draft, man. All right, let me see something right quick, and they're gonna make it imminent. All right. Let's see. I got bought Trotter. So login. It should be a draft. I don't know why it's giving me that. Let's see something. Alright, it's login. I don't know why it's pulling draw up. The act of pulling a drawing. I don't know why it's pulling up draw. Gotta see what it is. Whoa, why that's coming up, but it says it's not just the Army, the National Guard, and the Navy met 10% of their goals, while the Marine Corps came in at just 30% of its own. It says, check out the latest military line of merchants today at the Value Time store. But it says there could be multiple reasons. Acting humanitarian Gary Sensei said in an interview with Fox, I know what happened in Afghanistan was very eye-opening. That was helpful at all. That wasn't helpful at all. It was very difficult on many veterans who had served there multiple times over the last 20 years. I think it was harmful. I'm about to get out, bro. I'm recording something. Give me 1 second. All right. It says, and a lot of those military, those people that fought in those wars, in those VA hospitals and shit, man, they just doping the people up, all right, because they know what they have done, you know, to those men that have served our grandpas, uncles, you know, different people and shit like that, all right. They keeping them all, you know, congested in a hospital or whatever, giving them meds and, you know, giving them a little monthly benefit, which is not worth nothing, man. Just so they don't come out and say, because a lot of those people is under all kind of diagnosis of all kind of head trauma and, you know, different ADD. All right, these people are gone coming from this military, man. These wars, man. All right. So what they do, they give them a little hush money, right? Give them a place to stay, and most of them, they don't really give them jobs. They don't really do much for them. All right. They set up the VA hospital as if they're helping them. But really, they come home and they can't even find jobs. Or they don't even have no money, saying they are fought for this country, man. Crazy. It says, you may recognize Sinise from the Academy Award-winning film Forrest Gump. He played Lieutenant Dan, a war veteran, who lost both his legs because of a mine blast. If Lieutenant Dan is chiming in, then you know it's real. And that's perfect that he says something about it, because why? You know, he lost both his legs. And that's what happened, man. You lose your complete stability in joining the Army, man. It says the current recruiting crisis has been the worst since the institution of the All-Volunteer Force in 1973. Despite hefty enlistment bonuses up to $50,000 and the ability to choose their first duty station, recruitment numbers have failed to improve. Let me jump down to this. Pay and benefits should absolutely remain a factor in recruiting young Americans, as well as school tuition being taken care of. Job security is always a worry for long-standing veterans who have spent years fighting for our country. They should basically pay those men the rest of their life, man. Handsomely. All right? Because you don't fight for the country, you fight for their agenda. All right? Securing a future upon a missions competition will make anyone willing and proud to risk their lives for the same nation, promising to take care of them no matter what. And that promise falls on deaf ears. All right, it's not backed by anything. Okay, and ultimately, these people have bamboozled, you know, many millions of Jakes and people to join this army, man. And look at Jake, man, and that with E. Though you join hand in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished, man. All right, a lot of men gonna suffer, all right, for joining this shit, man. They coming back dead. So Abba Ratazade was edifying, man. Till next time, I see Shalom.